A lot of the people who click this video are MMA fans, some maybe boxing fans. Whichever one you are, I think we can all agree, none of us likes a fighter who comes up with excuses after they lose.
What was the problem?
I broke my back, spinal.
Wrestling was off today. I didn't have it. Flat-footed today.
My foot was a balloon.
If you aren't familiar with Teofimo Lopez, he is the former unified lightweight world champion. For those that don't know, that is at 135 pounds. Unfortunately for Teofimo, he took his first professional loss to Australia's very own George Kambosos Jr. on November 27th, 2021.
Is to get into a firefight with his opponent.
Oh, what a right hand from George Kambosos, and the takeover went down.
Good round for him to bounce back after it was Lopez who had a solid last round. Look at Kambosos go. Right hand. Nice combination work from Kambosos.
And the new IBF WBO.
This win was one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history. George Kambosos Jr. was a huge underdog going into this fight. After the fight, it was clear Kambosos won. He controlled the pace of the fight. He was the aggressor. He also landed more clean shots on Lopez, but Teofimo Lopez didn't take the loss well.
Everybody that came out tonight, look, I ain't no sore loser. I take my wins like I take my losses. At the end of the day, man, I'm a true champion. I came out here, I did what I had to do. You got, hey, hell of a fighter, but I won tonight, man. And everybody know that. The referee raised my hand, I won tonight. At the end of the day, I've been here, I've done that. I want to thank God. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight.
So we are now 5 months removed from the fight, and Teofimo Lopez believes the entire fight was rigged.
Bro, the whole shit was a scheme, bro. They had the zone. I was on the zone platform. They gave it to Kambosos because they knew what I was going to do with it.
So what we're seeing right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is in complete denial. I don't think he's rewatched the fight since the fight took place, because if he did, he would have saw what the rest of us saw. George Kambosos Jr. clearly won the fight.
They knew what I was going to do. I was going to drop him. Then it's a longer process for Devin to become quote-unquote undisputed. It's all a game, man. They pay that shit.
So if you're not a boxing fan, let me pretty much explain what he just said. So essentially, he is accusing DAZN, which is a company I believe valued at $1 billion or more. They do a lot of the big boxing events. They also do soccer. They do a lot of sports. He's accusing them of pretty much setting up the fight for George Kambosos Jr. to win.
Everything's already made. It's everything. I had to see that for myself.
I obviously don't buy anything he's saying, and I feel like most boxing fans don't buy it either.
They already knew who won before they even announced it. See the tapes.
I do think there is some shady things going on in boxing, but in this situation, it was clear George Kambosos Jr. was the winner. And it's clear as day that Lopez is in a state of denial. Teofimo Lopez now says he will move up to 140 pounds. He also just had to undergo hand surgery, so we probably won't see Teofimo Lopez in the ring anytime soon. I really just think what he's doing is just a complete disservice to boxing, and not to mention, it's also pretty embarrassing. He needs to just accept his loss and move on. I know it must be extremely difficult considering it's his first professional loss, and not only that, he lost all of his belts. And I know that can probably do a lot to your ego. I mean, 1 minute you're the baddest man in your division, and then the next minute you're no longer that guy. And now he's gonna have to completely restart at 140 pounds, which is also a very difficult division. He also mentioned that if he won the fight versus Kambosos, he would drop the belts and make it harder for Devin Haney to become undisputed. So it seems like Teofimo Lopez had no intentions on actually fighting Devin Haney. If you aren't a boxing fan, Devin Haney is another fighter in his division who holds one of the belts, the WBC championship in the lightweight division. And for him to combine all of the belts, he needed to fight Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez obviously had no intentions of actually fighting Devin Haney, which speaks volumes because, you know, before he lost, he did want the Devin Haney fight. At least that's what he said in all of his interviews. He said he wants to fight Devin Haney next. He said that's the fight to make happen. but it looks like that was all a lie. And I hate to say this, but he's acting exactly like his dad. He's being irrational. I mean, both of them, they both take logic and completely toss it out of the window. And if I had to take a guess at it, Teofimo was probably surrounded by a bunch of yes men who aren't telling him the truth. He got outclassed by the better fighter that night. And he also gave Kambosos a really tough fight. It wasn't an easy job for Kambosos to go in there and get it done. Somehow he did, but it wasn't easy. Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter, and I think he could still possibly have a long career if he changes his mentality, because with this mentality, he will not be champ again. If everything's already fixed and everything's already rigged and everything is pre-planned, why even go in there and give it a shot? So I really hope Teofimo Lopez accepts his loss and moves on. He's a great fighter. He can still have a successful career. If he stops with the excuses, I think he'll become champion again. One day. It really does suck seeing Theo make these excuses, because I think at one point he wasn't this person. I don't think he would have made excuses. I'm not sure what happened recently, but he's obviously a different person, especially after this loss. I mean, he doesn't even walk around with the same confidence anymore. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. I hope I catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.